going to continue playing Assassin's Creed as we have been. We're actually on a special mission. We got to go take out the tax collector, so we're just going to keep playing through it a little bit. Still haven't gotten bored of it yet, so you know that's exciting. It's a pretty fun game so far. And it is Tuesday, so congratulations to everyone. We've almost made it to Wednesday. We're almost halfway through the week. Though for many people, you know, it was a short week, so not as big of an accomplishment, but still important. I don't think we have too much to rant about today, other than traffic. I know it doesn't make me special or anything, but man, do I hate traffic. Like, I drive so much every day, and even like one car accident, just one car accident, increases my drive anywhere from 1 to 2 hours. And it's so frustrating because I've seen so many of the accidents are literally just like little fender benders, someone not paying attention, someone texting and driving, and somehow one person not paying attention is enough to then ruin, you know, like 600 to a couple thousand more people's day as they're trying to get home from work. So there's my rant for the day. Traffic, man. So tired of it. So tired of driving that highway all day, every day. What? What is that guy doing? I'm not sure they're supposed to be in there, but okay. Alright, so we need to access the key. But there is a marksman here, so what we need to do is go up above, take out the marksman, so I can summon my bird, so I can see who has the key, so I can break into the manor, so I can take out the tax collector. No sweat, right? Alright, let's find a good foothold up here. Alright. Foothold into the tax collector's home. That looks good. That looks like a foothold right there. Three guys over there, marksman up there, two guys over there. This is not a... Okay, we got a throwing knife. Maybe we should take... Oh, I was going to say we should take these guys out, but here comes a third guy, so we'll wait a second. I'm so excited. This weekend is Warhammer Day for all you Warhammer fans. We're finally going to get an update into all the new stuff coming out for 40k, for kill teams, all that sort of thing. Really, really excited for that. Really hopeful for some good stuff, so... Take both them down. Come on. There we go. Alright. So yeah, really excited for some new Warhammer stuff. Excited for some new Kill Team stuff. Even though we kind of already know what Kill Team is going to bring this year, because everyone's been talking about like Space Marine Scouts versus the Aldari for a while. I'm still really excited to actually see the box, see what the new season brings. It's going to be my first new season as like a Kill Team player, so I'm really excited for like, ooh, my first new season. What is it going to bring? Really excited to figure out what that's going to be. So I'm super, super hyped for this first new season. I'm pressing every wrong button. Really hyped. Wait, is there a guy coming? Did he hear me whistle? No, okay. Rumble Slam has some new stuff coming out, so I'm really excited for that. Bubble's here. Hello, Bubble. Sorry I'm a little late. I was just ranting. Traffic was super, super bad today. So, unfortunately, I was a little later streaming than I thought I would be, because, yeah, whenever there's traffic, like, the bare minimum, even if just one person slams on their brakes too hard, that automatically means I'm going to be home 15 to 30 minutes later. Like, it's awful. Who has a key? No one here has a key. You? No? Who's got a key for me? You guys got a horn? Oh. You know what? I've already done this mission before. Is it possible that I still have the key already? You just got home as well? I'll see, it all works out then. Just casually walk up to that guy. Yeah, lots of new stuff coming out. Really, really hyped for all the new stuff. I've been super getting into Rumble Slam. I've been looking at a couple armies for the Rumble Slam, and I just don't know which one I'm going to go with. The dinosaurs seems really, really fun, but then like there's the killer clowns, and I love me some clowns, so that could be fun. There's a new fish army that I've been talking about. The fish army looks really fun, so I don't know who I'm going to be Rumble Slamming with just yet, but I'm very excited to keep playing Rumble Slam. Oh, it looks like our target is upstairs. Got him.
The taxes have been paid. There might be more information I can find around here.
That's such a dumb line to finish on, really. The taxes have been paid.
Work alone. Someone not from Baghdad controls the strings. There is a scent on the letter. Perfume. Rose.
I can't tell if I should take points off of the rating for that, or if I should give them points for the good.
Orders to increase
The great pun.
more coin trickling into their hands.
See, what else does this guy have in his house that could help me? Lots of food. Read your letters. There's a letter over there. That looks like what it should be. So this is interesting. If I would have come into this house earlier, then I could have unbarred this door, just walked in, and taken the guy out. Like, I guess that's kind of cool. Dexter's here. Hello, Dexter. How's it going? All my friends are showing up for the stream. Hello, hello, hello. I almost rage quit my job again today.
The blockade of the harbor
You
is
know,
defended by the coin
sort of the same.
done here.
Obviously I can't
Lead.
quit because of all the stuff going on. But like, I'm supposed to have one job right now. My boss has told me, I just want you to finish this one thing for me. That's all I want you to do. Focus all your efforts on one thing. And for the first 4 hours of my shift, I didn't do that one thing because there were so many pointless meetings and so many people asking me to do other things that I couldn't do just the one thing that I'm supposed to do. And it's frustrating because I like to do the one thing that I'm supposed to do, and I couldn't sit there and concentrate on the one thing that I wanted to do because so many other things kept coming up, and that was so frustrating. All I wanted to do was the one thing that I was supposed to do. And I have not been able to do that. Like, there's so many meetings. Like, we've had meetings that are like the full-on, like, okay, so this is the meeting that is a precursor to the pre-meeting for the meeting that we're going to have in a week. Any questions? And it's like, okay, so you're planning a meeting for the meeting for the meeting. Like, that's 3 meetings out. Is this really, truly necessary? If it's so complex and terrible that we need 3 meetings just to discuss the meeting, like... There's a problem. There's some sort of breakdown here, right? Almost as annoying as the opinion I'm going to share. Well, they didn't like my opinions yesterday when I was talking about that crabs and spiders are basically the same thing, so you're probably accurate in that. The chat did not like thinking that spiders and crabs were the same thing. I still stand by it, but they did not like that one. And then we were talking about ads, and they didn't like my take on ads either. So you're absolutely right. My opinions are awful. I did read a story today, though, that absolutely made me shake my head, and I think Dexter can probably weigh in the best on this one. But someone made a post on Reddit about how they were changing their last name, and they finally got their last name approval paperwork to go through, so the last name is no longer Muhammad. Which, I mean, Muhammad is one of the most common names in the world, right? Like, obviously, big religious figurehead that a lot of people revere, so pretty common name. And he was talking about, and this was in the atheist subreddit, so get yourself in your atheist peace of mind here. And he was talking about, like, how much of a burden has been lifted off of him now that his name is no longer Muhammad, that he's freed from, like, the weight and pressure and pain of having the name Muhammad. And I was just like, I get this is the atheist subreddit, and so it's all atheists, you know, sitting around in an echo chamber telling each other how great and smart they are as atheists, but, like, don't you think it's being a little ridiculous? Like, is it really a burden on you to have your name be Muhammad? Like, was it really impacting your life in such a way that you can feel the difference? The weight is lifted off your shoulders, the burden has been lifted. Like, it seemed so absolutely ridiculous. And they were talking about, like, there's stigmas that come with names, and that's absolutely true. There are definitely stigmas that come with names. I don't disagree with that. But they said that the new name they chose for themselves is Nebula. Like, that guy Jason Galaxy, they're now basically Jason Nebula. And it's like, okay, so if you were trying to have a name that wouldn't have a stigma or burden associated with it, I don't think choosing something like Nebula is going to make it any easier for you, dude. Like, if you didn't want a name that stood out, you should have chose a name, you know, that doesn't stand out. Rather, you're now the only person in the world named Nebula. Like, it seems so ridiculous. I feel like there's no pressure aside from having a name like that other than TSA and jerks at the airport. And I definitely acknowledge that exists, but I just don't see how it could be like a physical burden to have your name be Muhammad. Unless you're, like, in school, right? Like, one of my middle names is, quote, a girl's name. So, you know, if you're being bullied in, like, middle school for your name, I could see that. I could see that one. Well, Charlie, most atheists are insufferable. It goes both ways, right? I would agree that a lot of atheists are insufferable, but there's a whole lot of like super right-wing evangelical Christians that are just as insufferable, right? So I'm going to leave my bias at the door. You know, I'm obviously Catholic, very religious, but there are some very insufferable religious people. And Emmy and I were actually talking about, so there was something I was supposed to listen to today. I haven't gotten to listen to it yet, but there's a podcast that was started by an exorcist. And he was talking about, you know, how his job is to fight the demons and exorcise the demons. And this is something that both Emmy and I struggle with, but Emmy doesn't, you know, like me to talk about her as much on what I'm streaming here, so I'm going to talk from my perspective. It's not that I don't believe in demons. I certainly believe in demons, but I have a lot of skepticism for what exorcism is portrayed to be and what people like do and say when they're talking about exorcism. And I sometimes feel like some of the exorcist priests kind of like the limelight too much, and so they're more willing to exaggerate the truth for the sake of getting, you know, views and popularity as opposed to, you know, what the truth actually is. But like, I struggle so much when people are like, well, I'm a 14-year-old boy and I like looking at inappropriate pictures on the internet. Okay, is that a demon? Because there are people like, oh, well, you're infested with a demon of lust. Okay, but also, like, it's a 14-year-old boy going through puberty. Like, it makes sense, right? Like, that seems like a natural thing that's going to happen. Now, certainly there's parts of religion that say, you know, we shouldn't do that, and practicing self-control, and I'm not discounting any of that. I'm just saying that, like, can we really blame that on a demon? Or, like, is that just how the world works? And so I really find it insufferable to deal with the people where it is everything is a demon. You know, it's like, oh, I have a headache this morning. It means I'm being oppressed by a demon. Or, you know, I woke up this morning, I couldn't find my car keys, so a demon stole my car keys and is oppressing me. It's like, I can't in good faith and conscience just blame every single thing on a demon. And so listening to these exorcists talk about it, like, and again, we talk about the difference between like mental illness and possession. It's really hard to tell. Really, really hard to tell, right? That's why the church has so much invested in it, but the things that look like possession also look like really bad mental illness, right? So it's really, really hard to speculate. If we blame it on a demon, that we don't have to take responsibility, definitely. And that's why I definitely think that some people do that. They just fall on the excuse of like, oh, my headache is caused by the headache demon. Oh, it's not because you only got 4 hours of sleep and drink exclusively coffee and Monsters, right? Like, that's something, there's a person I know who has, you know, anxiety and depression. And I'm not discounting that they have anxiety and depression. I fully think they have that. But if all you do is sit in your mom's basement and drink beer and drink Monster and do nothing with your life but drink Monster and beer and sit in a basement, like, of course you're going to be depressed. Like, maybe if you went outside, that might help a little bit. Again, I'm not saying that the mental illness doesn't exist. I'm saying you gotta do some fighting against it. So is it the headache demon? Or is it you just didn't take good care of yourself and you don't want to admit that maybe you need to make some changes? And so every time exorcists get brought up, it's really hard for me to weigh in on the conversation because I don't want to look like I'm disparaging the faith. And I definitely don't want people to feel like, you know, that I'm talking bad about priests. I have a great deal of respect for priests. And I know that a lot of exorcists, of course, go through the priesthood. And so there's supposed to be a level of respect and trust in there. But there's also, we see what social media does, right? And we know that humans are human, whether you're a priest or not. And so is it that priest is telling the truth? Or is it possible that priest has succumbed to wanting that popularity, that TikTok fame, and so they're willing to bend truth a little bit? Because, like, if you listen to deep into the Exorcist stuff, they'll tell you, oh, well, you know, mortal sin will cause you to be possessed. messing with the occult will cause you to be possessed. Watching horror movies will cause you to be possessed. Blaspheming will cause you to be possessed. And it's like, okay, so why wasn't I possessed? If possession is real, before, as we talked about, before I became Catholic, I was all in on Satanism, right? I did online rituals, I denounced God, I did all the prayers to Satan, I messed with Ouija boards, I tried to talk to the dead, I did tarot, I watched horror movies, I lived in constant sin. Like, I did every single thing that would cause a possession, according to the experts. And I was never possessed. I was unhappy. I was angry. But that wasn't demons and possessions. That was a consequence of my choices and a consequence of the world that I surrounded myself in. And when I started making changes, it did get better. But the question is, was it better because I accepted Jesus in my life and now all the demons were cast out? Or is it because I lost 125 pounds, I got older and smarter and stopped caring about a lot of things that were causing stress and made the changes in my life that made a difference? And then you could argue, okay, well, is that, having God in your life makes you want to do those things, so is that an exorcism? Did bringing Jesus into my life make me better? Without a doubt. But was it through casting out of demons, or was it just through changing my life and making my life better? Like, I don't know. I think it's a question worth exploring. But again, I can't stand the whole, like, oh no, we ran out of toast and I want toast this morning. The damn toast demon got me today. And I can't blame every single thing on a demon.
Wow, Basim, little fish, look at you all dressed up. Come, follow me to my stall, away from this terrible man. So, little Finch, what have you been up to, huh? So many years.
Just here and there. I had to leave Baghdad for a while.
Ah, youth.
What about yourself, Kong? What have you been doing these years?
Doing what I do best, making coin. Although with some difficulty.
And like there was a priest that was going to be going to the Holy Land for a pilgrimage, and obviously with the war breaking out, the flights were canceled. It's not safe to go do that. Understandable. So is it war broke out and that's just the consequences of human, or was it the literal 4 horsemen of the apocalypse coming that spread evil so that those 30 people going on a holy pilgrimage can't complete their pilgrimage now?
There is something I need as well.
I don't believe in possession. I'm torn on it. I'm supposed to believe in possession. It is a part of my tradition, my belief system. But like the other thing is,
Something to ask of you after this.
People say that Christianity and science are at odds, and they're not. Christianity has for a great deal supported scientists, and there's a lot we can talk about with that. So, there's nothing wrong with saying, show me some proof, right? It is fine to mix science, faith, and religion, reason all together. So if possession was as big of a deal as everyone makes it out to be, then the question to me becomes, why don't we have any hard proof of it? If people are literally crawling on the ceiling screaming in Latin, their heads are spinning around, you would think there would be one video of it. Saying, oh, well, priests aren't allowed to record the session. Like, I get that they're not allowed to, but literally everyone has a camera. You're telling me not one person has ever gotten anything on camera? Not a one thing? Like, that seems a little suspicious to me. And then you also have the idea of, like, drunk driving is bad, right? We can all agree drunk driving is bad. Not everyone knows drunk driving is bad. They don't know the consequences of it. So when you do driver's ed, you watch videos that show you if you drink and drive, these are the bad things that happen to you, your loved ones, and everyone around you. And you say, golly gee willikers, that looks really bad. I'm not going to do that because I can now visualize the consequences of my actions. Same thing with so many other things in life, right? We say, don't do this, it's bad. You say, okay, show me why it's bad. And then they back that up with, here's a video on why that's bad. Here's proof on how that harms you, or why that's bad, or how it impacts you, or something of that nature. And yet exorcism is the one thing that we don't have anything for. We don't have any videos on it, because like that seems like a slam dunk. That's a slam dunk for the church, right? They say, we want people to know that the devil is real and the devil is bad, and here's a video that shows you why the devil is bad. Here's a video of the consequences of sinning. Look, you don't want your head to spin around in a circle. You don't want to puke blood and maggots. Don't do that. And he would say, okay, good point, church. Thank you for showing that to me. But we don't have that. And it makes me question it. It's like a hard line I draw, because it's for me, it's taking the religion to the place that makes it laughable to others and unserious. It's like every UFO and crime footage was taken on 1970 cameras through a potato. Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's be honest, nobody says golly gee willikers. Well, you know what? I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing back the golly gee willikers.
This must be Kong's crate of tea leaves. Looks like this crate is still intact. Kong will be pleased.
We're bringing it back. We're taking it back. Golly gee willikers. That's gonna be... How's that for a catchphrase, guys? What if we make that the official catchphrase of the Waffle House? Be our rallying cry. And that's another point you bring up, Bubble, that's very important, right? Everything I do as a Catholic reflects on the faith, right? When I'm sitting here on stream advertising myself as a Catholic streamer, as a Christian streamer, when people come through, this may be the interaction they have with a Christian that can make or break the faith, that makes them say, you know what? Maybe not all Christians are these just raging hate mongers. Maybe some of them are logical and we can have these decent, good conversations. But if they come in here and I'm just talking about all these outrageous possession things and like how I was a Satanist and I used to wear horns and I got possessed by a demon and some guy came and slapped me and said, Jesus, be gone! And took out the demon, well, that could scare someone away from the faith, right? And that is my burden of responsibility, is to make sure that I am portraying the faith in such a way that is a light in the world, that makes people say, you know what, maybe I'm interested in hearing about this Jesus fellow. Maybe I've misjudged every Christian. Maybe not every single Christian is XYZ. And granted, I'm not responsible for everyone's feelings, but it is still a job. It is still a part of what I do. When I come here, my goal is to help bring people to faith. I'm not going to say that I'm here to convert you all. Like, I hope Dexter, I think, is a great example of someone that shows up, because I don't sit here and preach at you, because my preaching, my evangelization, my prayer is a different style. I'm not going to sit out here and street preach to you, but rather we're just going to have conversations. And we, as smart, good human beings, can sit here and have a rational, good discussion and have a good time regardless of race, religion, creed, and all that. And then I sprinkle in a little bit of chaos in that, just for, the fun of it, by talking about pineapple on pizza or spider crabs or any of the other various terrible opinions that I'm not going to take responsibility for. Those are the terrible opinion demons that come in and possesses me and causes me to say the outrageous and terrible things that I do. So, do you have a mission for me?
What can I do for you? This is about what I can do for you. Did Kong ask you to enter a warehouse?
Just save.
Ooh, do we have a choice in a mission?
That Kong is all
Do we have multiple choice here?
Well, it's his lucky day because I happen to know where it is. All I need is something in return.
Tell me what you know.
Follow the road, cross the bridge on the right.
Oh, no multiple choice. Okay, that's not.
Past the river.
That narrows it down. Thank you.
Alright, we got a new investigation going. The Opinion Demon reminds me of the Box Ghost from Danny Phantom. I love the Box Ghost. Danny Phantom is an underrated cartoon. Definitely an underrated cartoon. I don't feel like we should have got a great ending to that. I know Butch Hartman still talks about Danny Phantom and still, you know, indulges people in it, but I understand that we're probably never going to see a reboot of it. A deserved reboot of it. Alright, here's my unpopular opinion of the day. And this might be one of those things that depends on, like, your generation and, like, more importantly, like, how wealthy your family was growing up, whether you could afford these channels. Disney Channel was not the best. It very clearly was Cartoon Network on top, and then Nickelodeon, and then Disney Channel. Now, don't get me wrong, Disney Channel had some good shows. Kim Possible, for example, was a fun, good show, but the Disney Channel could not hope to possibly compete with Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon in their heyday. Like, there's a million great original cartoons that came up on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network that could beat any show you could throw at me from Disney. Like, any show at all. I can't even think of a Disney show on the top of my head that's like a top 5 show. Like, again, there was like some That's So Raven was kind of big back in the day. It wasn't a great show. Kim Possible was good, but it's like your third choice, right? Like, if you had the choice between watching Kim Possible or Ed, Edd and Eddy or the History Channel, you're not going to choose Kim Possible. But it's like, okay, Dad wants to watch the History Channel, Mom wants to watch the Cooking Channel, then yeah, you might choose Kim Possible in that scenario. But it was never a number one choice. Never the number one choice. But also, I know there's a great deal of people who grew up, you know, who couldn't afford satellite or such things, so you just kind of, you got PBS or OPB or, you know, any of the free channels that came, and you kind of just got what you got, right? You don't get a whole lot of choice over that. Alright, let's see. We're gonna go see, what do we got in these confiscated wares? We got a warehouse, we got a couple people. Got some chests. Alright, there's a decent amount of guards here. Nickelodeon was bae. Yeah, Nickelodeon had some great stuff. Ah Real Monsters was wonderful. Rugrats, of course, was a classic cult hit. Cartoon Network had Scooby-Doo. And even though people kind of talk down on them now, like Boomerang, when they released Boomerang, which was like all their oldies, there were honestly some golden oldies out there, right? Some that were not so great, like Speed Buggy and Jabberjaw, were all just awful. But there were some that were worth watching and talking about. Oh, that did not work how well I wanted to, because I ran out of throwing knives, and that did not go well for me. So we're going to try and take down this whole mob of people, but seeing how bad my fighting has been, I don't think that's going to go well for me. like that. That reaction time was absolutely awful. Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab. Oh, definitely. Those were all great. And then as you got a little bit older, Cartoon Network got, what do you call it? Adult Swim, so you got like a little bit more adulty cartoons also included in all that. So... Oh, that guy's got a flamethrower? I don't think that is historically accurate. I'm pretty sure they didn't have flamethrowers in this era. Alright. We took down a great deal of them. Let's run. Although I heard the Powerpuff Girl reboot was not very good. It came out, what, like 2016, 2017? I heard that the remake of Powerpuff Girls was not very good. Dexter's Lab, I still to this day quote that one episode. It always makes the one where he's trying to learn French, and so all he can say is omelette du fromage. Like, that is all I can think about when I hear Dexter's Lab. Is that one episode, omelette du fromage, was just absolutely brilliant. Omelette du fromage. Okay, we're running. We're running from this guy. I absolutely love that episode. And like he gets a record deal singing omelette du fromage, and every answer was omelette du fromage. Such a brilliant, good episode. Omelette du fromage. That is... Oh, wait, I take that back. That episode I remember from Dexter, and the episode where his dad picks a fight with the redneck at the trucker bar. And so Dexter has to modify his father's arm with like a giant metal truck arm to beat the guy for dishonoring his mother. I remember that one pretty good too. That Mandark episode where everything he does is to the tune of his laugh. What was Mandark's? I remember his laugh. It was just like ha 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 ha. Right? That was Mandark's signature laugh. And then Mandark grew up to be Vector from the Minions movie. Like, you can't tell me that didn't happen. He looks so much like Vector from the Minions. Like, it's gotta be somewhere in the canon, right? Yes. Alright, find information about the Harbor Master. Okay.
I need to find out more about this Harbor Master.
We need to get some more tools first. We need tools and elixirs and then he would eat it and go chew, 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 chew. I gotta watch... I actually was just starting watching Dexter's Lab again, so I gotta finish it. I run out of TV so fast. Like, I started How I Met Your Mother like 3 days ago, and I'm already like into season 3 just because sitting there for 8 hours doing spreadsheets gives me time to have TV in the background. And like, even at 20, 30 minutes an episode, like, you're going through a season every few days. Like, it goes so fast. His parents were flower hippies. And he was in love with Dee Dee. And was it him or Dexter who made, what was the superhero? Was it just Monkey? There was Monkey, and then Major Glory, Valhalla, their incorrigible Krunk. And they're like their Puppet Pals. Like there was so much golden stuff from that age of cartoons. Oh, I remember Chalk Zone. Chalk Zone was an awesome cartoon back in the day. We talked about Rugrats. Rocket Power, I thought Rocket Power was good, but honestly, I went back and watched Rocket Power with Emmy not long ago, and I think I'm going to change my opinion on that. I don't think Rocket Power was ever good. I don't think Rocket Power was good. And then, of course, with Cartoon Network, you also got, when they started getting anime, you got Inuyasha, which I am ashamed to talk about how much I loved Inuyasha back in the day. Like, I don't know why I got so sucked into Inuyasha, but it was like, you know, everything your teenage edgelord needs to love in an anime. You've got, demons, you've got superpowers, you've got the pervy monk, you've got the cringy Kagome doing the sit boy every time he does something wrong. Like, it was terrible, but it was the perfect mix of terrible. I woke up this morning with the Rocket Power theme in my head. It did have a good theme. I will definitely give it that. The theme was pretty darn good. Alright, I think we've taken out every guard in this area, so... Oh, wait, there's one person who dares live. Let's go teach him a lesson for doing that. How dare you? Alright, Harbor Master with a blockade.
To search any and all foreign goods. For an artifact. An ancient
Outlaw Star was an awesome anime from back in the day. Full Metal Alchemist. Of course, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Like, Cartoon Network and anime were just hand in hand. Big O, for some reason, that was never one of my favorites, to be honest. But people loved that one for some reason. Giant robot anime. Oh, shoot, there's a guy in here. I just started robbing the place blind, didn't even look if there was a guard in here. Just started stealing everything.
A list of exotic foreign goods seized. Most from out of Baghdad. There are Kong's
Oh, there's one more person in here.
vases and some expensive tea leaves. This should be what Kong needs.
Hold on.
Winx Club on Fox. I never saw Winx Club. But Emmy's talked about Winx Club, so... The only anime that I can remember not liking from that era, and I still don't like, was One Piece. That was just the most awful animation and worst voice acting ever. And to this day, I can't do it. Though Emmy did introduce me to the live action that Netflix did for One Piece. And I don't hate it. I'm willing to give it another shot. But, like, if I end up liking that, then that means, the story's good. It just means I don't like the animation or the art style or the voice actors. And that's 90% of a TV show, right? If you take away the animation, the voice acting, and the art, like, what do you actually have left? So we are gonna try watching the live action One Piece, because Netflix does pretty good with the live actions. Like, I know that a lot of people strongly disliked the Death Note one, but I thought they did okay with the Death Note. Like, it wasn't true to the anime, but it was its own thing. I've heard it's great. You'll hate it. Now, see, you got to give me the benefit of the doubt, Dexter. There's going to be some things I like, right? Like, 1 in 10. I feel like 1 in 10 things that everyone likes, I like too, right? We got like a 10% success rate, so I'm not that bad at it. Let's see, we need to find... Is that it over there? Is there a note? I think it's over here. Yeah, there's the note. Last note.
A strongly worded letter to the harbor master. He let a hairpin slip through their fingers. Someone is not happy. There is a scent on this letter, and a familiar symbol. El Kululu.
Like, I just named like 10 TV shows that I like.
Blockade for foreign wares.
Right? So there are some things that I like. Alright.
Especially for ancient artifacts from the east. There is nothing more here. The harbor master is waiting.
Excellent. Let's go. Case closed. Which, honestly, Case Closed was another good anime. It's one I'll never finish because there's, like 970 episodes of it right now. But that was another anime I liked back in the day. Detective Conan, Case Closed. Never got into Dragon Ball. I've heard... I started watching this, and I don't know if it's actually true, but I've heard that if you want Dragon Ball Z, if you want to watch Dragon Ball Z, but you don't want to deal with the senseless screaming every 10 seconds and all the filler, they remade it, recut it as Dragon Ball Kai. And Dragon Ball Kai, I started watching it, and you get through it much faster. There's much less screaming. The arcs are a lot tighter. So if you want to like experience the story, but without all the powering up every 5 minutes for 10 minutes, Dragon Ball Kai I've heard great things about. So if you want to give it another shot, that is the one people recommend. I also need to do Naruto someday. Like, I've started Naruto probably 8 times and never finished it. And like, it's not that it's not good. It's just there's a lot of filler. A lot of filler. And that gets old. And like, I can't necessarily watch it at work because I haven't watched it all the way through, but like, it's anime, right? And usually if there's anime, there's going to be something not safe for work or something gross or terrible or bad. So, you know, I try and be careful not to watch anything too bad.
Shall be this man. He left the artifact.
I'll finish you.
Alright, taking out all the guards. Alright, let's find that harbor master. Let me guess, he's in a locked door, and there's going to be 500 doors, and I'm going to have to find the one door that's not locked. Let's get somewhere up high, so we don't have to worry about guards seeing me. Take those guys down. I really gotta stop doing those chain assassinations. They're really cool, but it's gonna use up all of my throwing knives again, and then I'm gonna be left in a bad situation. Have I watched the superhero show The Boys? We are currently watching The Boys, actually. We are currently on season... I think we just started season 3? So, yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying The Boys. There's a little bit too much, like, senseless nudity for me. I don't understand why there's always has to be nudity and, like, pointless sex every 10 seconds, but... if it wasn't for that, I would say it's a perfect show. I don't like all the needless nudity, but it is still a pretty good show. Like, the writing is solid. The characters are brilliantly written, I think. The story is engaging and interesting, and yeah, I don't have much bad to say about it other than just the pointless nudity every 10 seconds.
For it at the auction.
I never finished off season 2, but I started watching Gen V, which is the spin-off. Like the Gen V is like the high school version, right? It's like it's supposed to be like the X-Men, like, oh, we're all in high school, but we got superpowers. That sort of thing. Right? That's what they're doing. I do want to watch that. I also want to see Attack on Titan. I've always watched like the first season, and Emmy and I always get distracted and stop watching. I need to finish Attack on Titan. It's college? Oh, of course it's college, because if it was high school, they couldn't show as much nudity, you know? So they had to make sure that it was college so that they could keep their ridiculous sex scenes every 5 seconds, right? I guarantee you that is the reason why they did that. Or at least in the top 3 reasons why they did that. I have no doubt in my mind that's just a hard fact.
Come, I have good.
Stay
Alright. What do we got?
there. I have a weapon.
Just me.
Ah, the little finch returns to the nest. Empty-handed?
It is here. This can help you get your wares out from the harbor.
Ha! I never doubted you for a second. Come, let us enjoy a cup for the memories. I will even make your favorite. What did you find there? Who was behind it?
A man by the name of Javid. He was working for someone, looking for an artifact.
I'm also hyped for Invincible. Season 2 and 3 are coming. I'm really hyped
Why?
for Invincible. I absolutely loved the first season of Invincible.
Finch.
So many great memes, so many great fighting scenes, good characters.
You know what you are searching for.
I absolutely loved
Sometimes
Invincible.
It is best to leave the thorn in, lest you bleed dry.
Now, for what was promised to me?
I still need to watch that one.
An invitation to
I
the auction.
I recommend Invincible to absolutely everyone. Like it's got something for everyone. It's got some funny moments, it's got serious moments, it's got drama, it's got teenage love triangles, it's got the absolute goriest violence you'll find. Like I would put it on par with The Boys for like the gore, like the shocking gore. Like I can't think of a fault with it, honestly. And that should be high praise
Let it slip. Now the only
for a TV show. With how critical I am, and you know how much I love hating on things, I can't... The only bad thing I can say about is Invincible is that it was awful of them to produce such an awesome show and then make us wait 4 or 5 years for the next season to come out, but I'm pretty sure that like part of that was COVID and such, so it's not entirely, you know, their fault, so I won't hold that one against them. But it's so good. So absolutely good. Alright, let's go back to the Bureau and grab another tool really quick. And do this quest. This is the saddest hint right here. Take your time to explore and find everything. Like, they shouldn't need to remind you that you should play the game for fun and do what's fun to you, and not all the people who seek to beat the game day one so that they can then go online and complain that there's nothing to do. Or, you know, post spoilers because they live for posting spoilers for the ending of the game.
Our prodigal hidden one returns.
Finally, you found the path back. What do you have for us?
The one we are looking for is a Dimyun, someone out of Baghdad.
You are certain?
I found proof. They were working with the tax collector and the harbor master. One used the guards to harass and extort coin from the Demiun. The other seized goods at the docks.
Extortion, I understand. But seizing goods? More objects from these ancient beings they worship?
They are looking for a rare hairpin imported from the East Road. It will be up for auction at the Da'irat al-Mal.
An official invitation into the auction. Now, we have a way in. Well done.
Our target has to be someone connected to both Al-Anga and Al-Kululu. Someone working closely with the officials.
Informers heard whispers of the Khalifa's treasurer. In recent times, they have been quite involved in the businesses of Kar.
Someone like that will no doubt make an appearance at the Da'irat al-Mal.
We should prepare, so I will scout ahead. Meet me near the souk when you're ready.
Not a lot is known about this person. Underestimating your opponent is a fool's folly.
Worried? I will tread carefully.
Alright, got our next missions. Let's go buy a new tool.
Well met.
Well met.
Have you any new tools for me?
Here's what I have.
Alright, what do you got for me? I think we want... We want the smoke bomb.
Nothing else?
I'll never get around to watching stuff. I still need to catch up on My Hero Academia. You definitely need to catch up on My Hero Academia. We just finished watching season 7 and it was incredible. Like,
Can you make this better?
not just top 3 best anime ever made, but like top 3 TV moments ever made. Like, absolutely incredible. So, yeah, you definitely need to get on that. 7 now? I'm pretty sure it was 7 that we watched. I'm pretty sure it was season 7. Now you're making me doubt myself. Pretty sure it's season 7. My kid, for the first time, is dipping his own food in something to eat. Tonight, it's waffles into agave. That reminds me of... congratulations on that, by the way, Bubble. I was at Costco the other day picking up some stuff. And I heard this kid that was going... he was just like saying waffles, waffles, waffles over and over. And I thought for like just a second that he was talking about me. And I gotta tell you, like, that was such a cool feeling. Like, oh, the kid recognizes me. Obviously, that didn't happen. It's not true, but it was fun to think for a moment. Like, oh, I'm getting a little bit of popularity. I've never watched it, but I have to. Invincible or My Hero Academia? Because My Hero Academia is absolutely worth the watch. Like, a lot of people dislike it for season 1, and I agree, season 1 is a little tough with the amount of crying, and it's a little bit of a slow start. But if you get to the end of season 1, the finale of season 1, the USJ fight is absolutely astounding. Just like great TV. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. So, yeah, My Hero Academia. You gotta watch My Hero Academia. Season 1's a little slow, a little hard, but as far as anime goes, like, it's not terrible for like fan service. It's fairly clean and good. The main character is a little bit of a crybaby for a couple episodes. I know that annoys a few people, but it's a solid story. Amazing. Where does it stream? All of it is on Crunchyroll, but I believe the first 4 or 5 seasons are on Hulu, and Netflix owns a season or 2, I think. So one of your streaming services should at least have the first season for you to watch and get sucked into it. Because it is such a good show to get sucked into. Like, again, I can't give it enough praises. It is probably my favorite TV show. It's my favorite anime ever made, unless unless you count Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I know that's a huge debate. I typically consider Avatar: The Last Airbender to be anime. But in this case, I will say that it is not, so that I can include that as a favorite TV show also. Because Avatar: The Last Airbender, absolutely phenomenal. I'm a little disappointed their game came out, The Quest for Peace, and their game looks absolutely awful. And maybe I'm judging a book by its cover. Maybe I'm out of line. But like, I have had zero interest to play that game because it just looks so bad. And like, I was so hyped for it. I love Avatar. I read some of the comics. I wanted to explore more of the universe. I was ready for more Avatar. But that game is just a little rough looking. Like, and I get it. It looks like it's a kid's game. And again, I understand. I can appreciate that not everything is made for me. So of course, Avatar, they're trying to bring in the next generation. So they're trying to bring in kids. But even for like a kid's game, like, it looks a little rough for like even a kid's game. Alright, we're looking for a treasure chest in there. Okay, so it's over there. I don't know how... We found a door, but of course, once again, the door is locked because this is Assassin's Creed Mirage and every door is locked. So let's see if we can find a different way in.
They are looking for me.
So, like, that's the most obvious way in right here. And that door is locked. Maybe on the other side. Let's try and pop around to the other side. We'll grab this while we're here. Made waffles from scratch. They came out nice and crispy, but still soft and fluffy. That sounds delicious. I love me some good waffles. Alright, let's... Maybe up there? If we jump up here... Okay, we go through here. And... Okay, there's the door lock. Alright, let's try... So a throwing knife couldn't hit that from here. We gotta get that lock... Well, maybe it could. Maybe if I... Oh, maybe it can. Look at that. Okay. I think we just solved that puzzle. Look at me puzzling good. Now we can open this. Grab that. And... Ooh. The dagger. What does the dagger do for us? Oh, we need that for sure. I'm almost always dead, so... Excellent. That was worth the struggle. I guess we can explore. What else do we have in here? There's a guard, explosive pots. Not a whole lot. Teach that guy a lesson. And we'll unbar these doors for later. Because I hate barred doors. Alright. We've got enough time to do like one more thing. Unfortunately, I don't get a stream as long today because I got stuck in traffic, but I gotta go pick up Emmy from work here soon. So we should have enough time to do one more thing. What's it gonna be? Alright, let's go get Dervish's artifact. Alright, out of my way. Just pushed the kid over. Didn't know I could do that. Immersive gameplay. There's my target. Oh, messed that up. Okay, let's try that again. She said he went that way. Let's see. Do the guards actually like go and look for me? Are they gonna run after the direction that I went in? Does not look like it. Oh, there he goes. Nope. That's all the effort you're gonna extend, really? You're just gonna walk over there 10 feet, look down the staircase, and like, nope. He's gone. Sorry. Alright, so now if I show my face, will they try and attack me? Oh, they will. They recognized me. What are you guys doing? Why are you throwing rocks at me? Were they literally, because I wasn't like high enough wanted, were they literally trying to stone me to death? Was that? Like literally I wasn't notorious enough to pull a sword on, so they were gonna stone me to death? That's, I don't know if cool is the right word, but interesting, I guess. Alright, lady, get back here. You're in trouble. She knows I'm hunting her down, selling me out to the guards. How could this lady outrun an assassin? Like, I'm supposed to be an elite trained warrior here. How is it that she's faster than me? Why can this random lady from the market outrun a literal, highly trained assassin? Running's only going to make it worse. Okay, let's get high and see maybe if she can't see me if I'm higher up here and she'll stop running. She's a ninja? Apparently. Like, look at her go. She's ran halfway across the city right now. How does she even know that I'm still after her? Like, is she just programmed to run until I give up?
Peace, be not unkind.
Okay, it seems like she stopped. Alright, lady. You're gonna get it for that. Okay, question now. Will she recognize me? No.
Taking down the watch's drawings.
Okay, so if you put them to sleep, you don't have to worry about pickpocketing them because they just... That's a cool little thing. They can't resist the pickpocketing if they're asleep. I have the urge to throw the torch at her, but I'm not that mean, even though she made me run all over the city. See if she recognizes me as the person who put her to sleep.
I have a pressing engagement, I'm sure.
She does not. Alright. Good to know. We've learned some things about the city. We've learned people can't stop pickpocketing when they're asleep. And we have learned that the random ladies in the market can run just as fast and strong as the assassins can. So we learned something important. However, I've got to prepare to leave to go pick up Emmy, so we will end here for the day. As always, let's end with our prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day, and once again, thank you for all that you do for me. Thank you for your protections, your healings, your love, and your forgiveness. We pray for all those people who are living in war-torn countries right now, those who are struggling with war, the outcomes of war, the civilians caught in the middle of the war. Lord, help those people to stay safe. We pray for all those who are struggling with mental illness, those who are struggling with natural disasters, and those who are struggling with finding their way home to you, Lord. Help to provide for all these people. And finally, we pray for those holy souls in purgatory, those souls who have no one left to pray for themselves. Lord, help them all. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I will not be streaming tomorrow, as tomorrow is Warhammer Day. So I'm going to go play some Warhammer, but I will be back at it on Thursday. So we will see everyone Thursday. Have a blessed night and a good evening, and we will see you next time.